Hello and welcome back to Lawful Gaming Plays Neverwinter Nights 2. I'm your host Lawful. In this Neverwinter Nights 2 video, we're doing the one-shot Master Ranger, Wizard, Arcane Archer, and Shadowdancer build. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more builds like this. Do not forget to hit the notification bell so it'll be update and more. Here are the pros and cons for this build. Let's get the cons out of the way first. Obviously, your ranger spells, you're going to be very limited in spell selection. Same thing as a wizard. We're only doing one level in that. Another thing is, I think that's a con is some of the high in plain sight ability. Yeah, you're not get down to at least level 8 or so. And other than that, that's it for the cons, really. Now, for the pros, let me explain about that. Now, the pros, obviously you get point blank shot at level 1. That means you'll negate that penalty right away. Number 1. Number 2, which I feel like this is important. You get the one-shot feat, not once, but twice, and they're on different timers. You're going to get one from the archery tree for the ranger, and you're going to get one from the normal feat tree. Also, you will get the Bane of Emnes. And you're going to be doing a lot of good DPS. And of course, high in plain sight will make things a lot more easier. So let's get with the Elven races. Let's go over first the Elven races before the half Elven races, since that's the two type of race requirements for Arcane Archer. Drow, +2 Dexterity and Intelligence, -2 Charisma and Constitution. They have that sunlight problem. That's the downside. Upside is they have some other elf things. Moon elves, +2 dex, -2 constitution are alright. Sun elves, I'm going to say is +2 intelligence, -2 constitution. Skip this race. Wild elves, +2 dexterity, -2 intelligence. Pretty good to have, but your skill will be a lot lesser. Wood elves, this is the best one I feel. +2 strength, +2 dexterity, -2 constitution, and of course -2 intelligence. Other than that, you definitely want this race. So I'm going to go over the next one, half elves. Now, I'm going to be honest, if you don't want any pluses or minuses, either of the half elves are very good. So up to you all on that. My advice is very simple, very easy. Do take the wood elf. That's the best race for this build, which I am going to show you all anyway. So let's go ahead and select that. Now for classes, there's going to be a lot of jumping around. First, we're going to be a ranger at level 1. Obviously, level 2, we will be a wizard. That'll be a one-time deal. That's prerequisite as an arcane class in order to become an arcane archer. Now, after that, we'll hit some ranger levels. Then we'll hit is the Shadowdancer level for just one. Yeah, Shadowdancer, we're getting the hide in plain sight. After that, we'll level a few times, of course, in the ranger. And then do a few levels in arcane archer, back to the ranger, and then the last 2 levels are arcane archer. I'm doing that because I want to make sure I get the right feats at the right position. Alignment, any alignment will definitely do. If you don't want to get smited, pick any neutral that's not good or evil. Now for deity, this is just role-playing or a favorite deity if you want to do it. I always pick this one for rangers and druids since it's a good one in my eyes. Now as for abilities, here we go. Strength at 16. That's going to be, we'll cap it at that. Dexterity 18. Constitution at 12. Intelligence at 12. Wisdom at 12. We have to leave it there because I want an even number. And Charisma 8. We'll be focusing on Dex big time. As for Strength and Dexterity, we're going to boost that further with items too. That's about it for ability scores. Just remember, focus on Dex when you level up. I'll keep on reminding everybody that as we level up, of course. Backgrounds, you got 2 options. I felt like Wild Child's a great background for this character. And another is if you pick no background, no penalties at all. No harm, no foul. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And there you go. Next up after that will be the skills. Now the skills, the 3 main focus. Hide, move silently, and tumble. You're going to need those 3 for the Shadowdancer. And plus I'm going to get that to 30. Yeah, there's a way to definitely pull that off. And another thing is we get diplomacy 4th, and then spellcraft is number 5. And then we'll try to do is put the other skills if you want to do that is not cross class. It's up to you on that. You can put craft weapons. That's a good one too for a little bit. I just did survival and of course spot. That's another good combination. Survival, just in case I'm using this character for the Storm of Zirha. if I want to go that route, of course. Up to you on the other two skills, but hide, move, silently. Let's see what else. Tumble. Those are the three main ones you need to get up there constantly. Diplomacy, you want that too. You've played the original campaigns because they're really good. Spellcraft, every 5 points, you get a nice bonus out of it. We'll get that to 15, which is a decent bonus, but Tumble will be at 30 by the time this build video is over with. Now, as for feats, favorite enemies, I like to do is undead. You could do undead and human. Those are two good starter ones. And anyways, favorite enemies is you get a nice advantage against the type of enemy you just mark as a favorite enemy. Good to have. I like undead because you're going to be facing a lot of them early on. And plus later on, you fight against vampires and liches. Yeah, it's good to have that. What we're going to do is for a feat right away. This is important. Very important. Point blank shot. This negates the -4 penalty when foes are in your range when using a ranged weapon. And you get +1 attack if they are within 15 feet, which is very good. Now, my final advice is really simple. You'll start out slightly slow, then you really pick up nicely. Once you get the first set of Arcane Archer levels, you're going to start becoming more powerful. Once you get the 2 one-shot feats, you're going to just devastate everything on the battlefield. So let's go ahead and build up our character. Let's go ahead and definitely level up our character. So we're going to start bouncing around some levels, as you will see before you. Now we're going to go ahead and get the wizard level out of the way. That is the arcane class level for the arcane archer prerequisite. I'm going to go ahead and store the points for the skills. I'm going to pick general since I'm not going to really cast magic. Pick which 4 spells you want to start out with. I advise doing identity and maybe summoning creatures to help you out. I decided identity is in case I want to identify items. I don't want to waste a lore potion. I just pop the spell. Of course, you got to take off all your armor before doing that, because armor, if you wear it, yeah, it has some form of arcane failure unless it's still spell. But we're not going to do any still spells and stuff like that. As for familiar, pick any of your favorite ones. I decided to do a cat. It's cute and looks fun too. We're not going to summon the familiar. This is just used to get that prerequisite for the arcane archer anyways. So we're done leveling up the wizard. Now we're going back to the ranger from level 2 to 6. So we're at character level 3. Let's go ahead and select that ranger. There you go. Now what we're going to do is let's see here. Move silently. Yeah, we're going to catch that up to 6. Big time. Same thing with hide. Tumble, we get that to 3. We can't do anything else. Spellcraft to 3. And of course, where's that? Diplomacy to 3. I always like to have a talking skill, so this way I talk myself out of danger. Pick the archery combat style. That's why everybody's here for this build. Don't worry, I'll do the other style too in a separate video. Now, we're going to go ahead and focus on getting those very nice Shadowdancer feats. First of all, rapid shot. You get an extra attack per round, however, -2 to attacks. That's the downside. That rapid shot's very nice, I'll tell you that. It's good to use later on. We got the archery combat style, gives you some nice free feats. Dodge, this is prerequisite for a Shadowdancer. You get 1 dodge bonus AC against foes. Okay, feat. Now let's go ahead and level up some more for our character. So let's see what we're going to do. We're going to pick the ranger. Dexterity. Every ability point must be dexterity. Otherwise the build will not work. You will not get 1 shot twice. Move silently, hide. You can pick those skills. We can't pick tumble. We'll just store the points. We'll get toughness. Now, let me explain about toughness. You'll get more hit points retroactively when you do level before you get the feat. So, in other words, if you got the feat, any hit points you're missing, you'll get those. So, it's a good feat to have, and it's free. So, don't argue with that. Free is always good, right? Ranger, we'll keep on picking the ranger train, so we're going to keep on going on that. I'm going to go ahead and put points in the hide, move silently, and of course tumble. Now that's at 4. Now we're going to start putting points in the spellcraft to get some points up there. And diplomacy, and then after that, that is it. Now we get animal companion. You can pick badger, wolf, panther. I like the panther for animal companion. They're really nice to have. So let's go ahead and select that. And you can pick any name what you want. Flan, that is a weird name for a panther, but oh well. We'll pick that name instead. We'll use it as a tank. Or unless you have party members, then use them as a tank too while you go and just shoot foes from a far distance safely. Move silently. Let's see here. Hide. Those two are important. We can't do any of the cross-class ones, so I'm going to start putting points in their spot and survive until I actually get the other points I need. Okay, no diplomacy at all. We'll store the rest, it seems. I could do that. Also, I could do spellcraft too, since I'm a wizard. So, yeah, we'll put the points in the spellcraft instead of the other two skills. Now, bonus feats is another favorite enemy. We're going to do as humans. There's a whole bunch of them around in most of the campaigns. You could select that as your first favorite enemy feat. I like to select that as second, but we get bonus damage against humans now. Mobility, this does is it gives you a +4 dodge bonus to AC against foes. Now, this is a prerequisite for the Shadowdancer. You want this. So we got the feats covered now. We just got to get the skills. So let's keep on leveling up our Wood Elf Ranger or any other elf or half-elf ranger, depending on your feel on that. We're going to do Tumble. We got that to 5. Move silently. We got that to 10. And now we definitely got Hide to 10. We're all ready for, you guess, the Shadowdancer, the next level. I'm going to do is Diplomacy, put a point into that. And let's see if I can put a point in the Spellcraft. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And there you go. We get Many Shot. Now, what Many Shot does is let's see, where is it at? Let me put that there. And let me mark it. Okay, Many Shot does is the first shot you fire around, 2 arrows come out. You do get an attack penalty -4. However, each of the time an arrow hits, you get to do damage, including critical hits. Really nice to have. It's just like shooting so many arrows all at once at a single foe. Fun to have, and I really enjoy using it. So let's go ahead and level up next. You guessed it, Shadowdancer. We're only going to do 1 level because we want Hide in Plain Sight. Very useful to have with this build. Dexterity. Put that point into Dexterity. You'll just definitely rule the playing field. Next up is we're going to do is, let's see here. Where's it at? Hide. Move silently. We'll max those out. And Tumble. We'll max that out to 11. So now we got 1 free AC for every point in Tumble. That's good. I put the rest in Diplomacy so I can talk my way out of danger. Hide in Plain Sight is simple. You get to hide while you're actually in plain sight. No hide before combat business. Bad part about Hide in Plain Sight is if someone has true seeing or a foe has true seeing, they'll see right through it. It's a great line of sight breaker, by the way. So let's go ahead and level back to the Ranger. Now what we're going to do is, let's see here, Hide. That's very important. Move silently and Tumble. And then after that, let's go ahead and do Diplomacy. We could put 2 points in that, get that to 30. It's cross-class, but I want those skills at least. Now what we're going to do is Weapon Focus Longbow. This is a last and final prerequisite for the, you guessed it, Arcane Archer. This gives you, first let's go ahead with Woodland Stride. That means characters capable of moving through the wilderness terrain at an increased rate, like forests and such. Weapon Focus Longbow gives you 1 base attack +1. Good to have. And that's a nice bow to have anyways, too, for Arcane Archer. Let's level up the Ranger some more, get some Ranger levels out of the way before we do another class switch. Hide, move silently, Tumble, let's see here, Diplomacy, and Spellcraft. And we got Diplomacy to 10, so we're a little bit better on our talking people to do things for us. Or winning a certain situation via speech. Swift Tracker at level 8. Ranger is always tracking. Does not suffer movement penalty for doing so. Good to have. Really good to have. I'm going to say that. So let's level up our Ranger. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and pick the Hide. Move silently. Tumble definitely. And we can only do is Diplomacy. That's fine. And there you go. We got Evasion. Let's go ahead and go over that before we start the Arcane Archer class leveling for a while. So let's see here. Evasion. When reflex save is allowed for half damage, the character will now take no damage instead of half if the save is successful. Now here's the deal. We got high dexterity. That's based off of reflex saves. Guess what? That's going to work all the time. Well, most of the time. So let's go ahead and pick the not Ranger no longer. Let's go, actually, let's go ahead and pick the Arcane Archer. We'll get back to Ranger after a few levels in Arcane Archer. Dexterity! Put your points in Dexterity. Come on. That's what this build's all about. Hide, move silently. Let's see here. Tumble. And we only could do diplomacy, but that's all right. We'll catch up spellcraft after Arcane Archer. Let's see here. Improve critical. We're gonna do his longbow. So let's go over each one. So now your enchanted arrows will become +1. So if you have normal arrows, when you shoot them, they'll be automatically +1. Good to have. Armor proficiency is medium. We're not gonna really use medium armor. I felt better using light with this build. Improve critical longbow. Now your threat range changes. Instead of 20 for a longbow, it is now 19 through 20. Let me show you that. See, that your threat range is just, it doesn't say it, but is 20. With this improved critical, now it's 19 through 20. So that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and level up the Arcane Archer some more. So let's hide, move silently, tumble, and we'll store. Imbue arrow. Okay, this one is a really powerful Arcane Archer ability. It's basically when you shoot this off, it's like fireball in an arrow. So you target the foes with it. AoE damage, great to have. It's like fireball spell. It clears enemies out nicely. Unless foes are immune to fire, then you're in big trouble. You got to use other methods to take out a whole crowd of them. So let's keep on leveling up our Arcane Archer for a bit. I just want to show everybody the levels, make sure it's right. Select the Arcane Archer. After that, we'll go over the skills, and let's go ahead and do that. What we're going to do is diplomacy. We get that out of the way. Hide, move silently, tumble, and that's it. Enchanted arrows are now +2. So instead of your normal arrows at 0, when it fires off, it's +2. So start buying some regular arrows until later on you have to buy 5. Now let's level up the Arcane Archer some more. So that will be as, let's see here. Hide, let's see here, move silently and tumble. Store the rest. Now I decided to go for power critical. So when we do get some kind of critical or damage, it's +4, which is good. That's why I like it. Now the other one is Seeker Arrows. This will make an arrow. You fire one, it will not miss your target. You use it twice a day. It's very powerful to use. If you want to take out high value targets, go ahead and pop this baby. Now, see, I'm going to go ahead and try to get that. There you go. Oh, come on, game. There, we got it set up. Now, let's level up our Arcane Archer after I put the Ammo Companion there. Yeah, don't forget to put that in your hotbar. Very important in my eyes. So let's go ahead and get the last of the Arcane Archer levels. And let's see here. We'll level that art up. Dexterity. Put points in that, please. That's important. Let's see here. Hide, move silently. And, of course, diplomacy if you can. And definitely tumble. That's important. And voila, we are done with the Arcane Archer for a while until the last 2 levels. It is time to go ahead and level up, you guessed it, the Ranger class. So we're going to go ahead and start with the 10 to 13 levels. That's non-epic. So that's diplomacy, hide, move silently, tumble. Now you get a free AC every 10 points within a point of tumble. You get 1 free armor class. Good to have. Now this one I decided to do constructs, since at this point you're going to be facing quite a bit of them. Get bonus damage against them, which I feel is really good. There you go. We got that done. So let's level up our Ranger class some more. So let's go ahead and do diplomacy, hide, move silently, and tumble. And then spellcraft too. We're almost getting that another point into that for save throws. Okay, first of all, let's talk about this one. Improve rapid shot. This negates the -2 penalty. Great to have. Another thing, blind fight. You won't get penalized against foes who are concealing themselves or invisible enemies. And invisible enemies also will not get bonuses against you when they attack you. It's great to have. I'm serious. I'm happy when they put that in the Red Dragon Disciple. So let's level up our Ranger much more. Let's see here. Diplomacy, hide, move silently, and tumble. And then we have to store, unfortunately. Sorry, no feats. It happens from time to time. Ranger, now, since we're at level 20, dexterity, put points into that. We will get to 28. The epics will solve that problem. You know what to do with the skills. Diplomacy, hide, move silently, and tumble, and spellcraft. Well, yeah, now that's at 10, so every 5 levels we get saving throws versus spells. So let's go over what we just did gain. Camouflage at 13, Ranger does not suffer reduced movement using stealth in outdoors areas. They'll just walk like normal when they use stealth. Wonderful to have. From this point on, we're going to knock out level 14 to 21 with the epic level. So now we're in the epic levels. So pick the usual subjects for the skills. And make sure, if you can, put points in spellcraft. If not, store it. Now, very important. You're going to want to start this right off the bat. Great dexterity. This will give you 1 ability point in dexterity. Must have, must do. Otherwise, the build will not work to get 1 shot twice. So let's keep on leveling up the ranger. You know what to do with the skills. If you have 2 points, put that into spellcraft. There you go. Favorite enemies at this point, I decided to do outsiders. You'll be definitely facing them. You're asking, Fenton, why not dragons? Well, dragons are kind of rare in this game. It's better to do outsiders. You'll be facing a lot of evil outsiders too. Or good ones if you're evil. Let's go ahead and pick the ranger class. Diplomacy, hide, move silently, and tumble. I'm sorry we cannot not do spellcraft. That's all right. Again, great dexterity. We're at another point in dexterity. So this is how we get to 28 before level 29. There you go. We got it. So we get another dexterity point. So we're at 25 dexterity already. Pick the ranger class. Very important. Put a point into dexterity. Yep, we're at 26. We only have to get 1 more feat and 1 more leveling up to get that to 28, the magical number. 27 is the actual magical number for 1 shot, but it's nice to even things out. Pick the same skills I'm picking. And while high in plain sight, it's like regular high in plain sight from the Shadowdancer, but it's outdoors version. And the regular high in plain sight overrides everything. So it's like a redundant skill, but it's nice to have. Diplomacy, hide, move silently, definitely tumble. We're going to get that to 30 and stop there. And spellcraft if you can. 1 more time. Last time. Great dexterity. You can get 1 final point in dexterity via feats. So now we got 27 dexterity. So things are going to start to really look up. So let's go ahead and level up once again. Yep, you're going to see it. Pick the ranger class. There you go. Usual suspects for the skills. You know what to do on that. We're getting close to 30 for tumble because we have to stop there. Sorry, no feats. It happens. So let's level up 1 more time, or say a few more times. Ranger, pick the skills. We're going to stop tumble at 30, so now we got 1 free AC. I decided to do elementals as my final favorite enemy because you're going to see a lot more of them than dragons. If this was Neverwinter Nights 1, yeah, I would have picked the dragons because you see us, because there's a lot more of them appearing. We're going to do 1 shot. Now, 1 shot is a wrong but great feat. Character attempts to deliver a extremely powerful range attack. This ignores all concealment, arrow deflection, anything like that. Deals maximum damage and it will inflict a critical hit. Even critical hits against foes like, for example, the undead. You see a lich, pop this baby, guarantee you'll take it down big time. This is like the kind of like the EverQuest version, but this is like Neverwinter Nights 2. You'll be really overpowered. And it is on a different timer. I am serious. That's why we're doing the build this way. 1 shot. You get to use it twice every 60 seconds and get away with it. Let's go ahead and pick Ranger. I'm getting excited about this. Dexterity, we'll put that. That's it for ability score. We'll keep it at that. Usual suspects for the skills. Pick the ones I am picking. There you go. And let's see here. Yeah, tumble we cannot do. We'll leave it there. We're going to start putting points in the spellcraft. If I wanted to, I could put more, but I'm going to stop spellcraft at 15 exactly. I felt like that's a good idea. And we get 1 shot, the Ranger archery combat version. Same thing as the other one, different timer. Now you got 2 of these you get to shoot. First one doesn't do it. The second one will guarantee you'll kill the foe instantly. Now, let's go ahead and level up the Arcane Archer for 2 more levels. Because I feel it's a great idea to get it. Diplomacy, hide, and move silently. Let's go ahead and put some more points in Diplomacy, then store the rest. Hit next. Now we get another secret arrow, which is good. So I'm gonna do is Bane of Enmity. So besides secret arrow, you get another chance to use it. Now Bane of Enmity is great. Any of your foes or favorite enemies will be treated as a Bane enemy. In other words, is your weapon is a Bane weapon, does additional 2d6 damage. Wonderful to have, especially with one shot. Let's go ahead and get the skills. I picked all the skills like I am picking. Now let's go ahead and put diplomacy at 29. And there, we are done leveling, and we got enchanted arrows +4, so that is good. And we're done leveling up, so next part of this build video is gear advice. Here are some gear advice. As for attribute points, you need to know this. If you want to, for example, get dexterity to 10, you gotta make sure you look for a dexterity 10 item. You cannot do dexterity 2 and dexterity 8. It'll instead go for the 8 only, so do be careful on that. Now, as for attribute points, go for dexterity, strength, constitution's good. A little bit of wisdom if you want some that will save. If you need saving throws, go ahead and get items like that. Any immunities you find, definitely get, especially immunity to fear. Death magic is good as well. Any skills you want, go forward, especially tumble. So this way, if you get, for example, a tumble item that's 10 points in that, go ahead and grab it if you want to do so. As for enchanting, make sure you have haste and true seeing. Those are really nice. And if you want to enchant your bow to do attack +5. Make sure you have some good light armor too. +5 in the light armor is great as well, especially studded. I like to use. And that's about it for gear advice. Next part of this build video is the combat demonstration. It is time to go ahead and demonstrate the combat portion of this video. Buff via potion or party members before usually starting battles, unless you can't do so. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start against a raiding party of orcs. Or even though orcs are not our favorite enemies, I'm still want to demonstrate that. When you start on the battle, always try to hide, so this way you can line sight them, then pick them off from a safe distance. If there's a whole bunch of enemies, a Butte arrow will do some massive damage. See, we're going to go ahead and hit that, fire, and boom. We took out a lot of them. We can also use his many shot and of course rapid fire too. Since we have the improved versions of those, we can do a lot more damage. Now if there's really tough foes, we'll abuse one shot. I feel not really. Even without the favorite enemy for the orcs, we're tearing them all apart. And I'm using the pet as a distraction. So you're asking, what about foes that are immune to critical hits? Well, guess what? This build works as well because I did pick Undead as the first favorite enemy, and I have Bane of Enemies. I do extra damage against them, so what we're going to do is one shot. That's 59 critical damage. That Lich just got one-shotted. Now we're going to try that again. The other one, let me make sure I did that right. Let's try that again. And boom! Lich went down too, so I'm going to have to hide in plain sight. After I do this, let's clear the room, and boom, we took out most of them except for the Lich. So let's try to use secret arrow against said Lich, and I can still take some damage too thanks to my high dexterity. If I need a stealth, I'll do so. Now I'm in a safe distance. I'm gonna go ahead and try. Let's see here. Yeah, let's pop this Lich in one shot. He will not get critical hit, but that's alright. And my 2 one-shots are on cooldown, but that's enough. We clear out the tougher foes. Now we're going to just go ahead and use our fireball arrows. And that is how you clear the room against the undead. Just remember, use one shot against liches and vampires that are tough or even tougher undead. You'll rule the day. Now, here's some final advice before I do end the video. Things might start off slow, but you already got some feats that'll help you out. Once you get to Shadowdancer, for stage class, you get the high in plain sight. Once you get to the Arcane Archer, you get some nice toys. Once you get further down the Ranger Archery path, you get some great stuff. Once you get both one-shots on separate cooldowns, yes, you heard me right, separate cooldowns, you do some massive damage. Once you do get the Bane of Enemies, yeah, your favorite enemies, you get to do much more bonus damages against them. Well, everyone, this is it for my Neverwinter Nights 2 One-Shot Master, Ranger, Wizard, Arcane Archer, and Shadowdancer build video. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Thank you for watching, and do have a great day or night, and please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel for more guides, builds, and other videos from Neverwinter Nights 2. If you like what you see, then pick my suggestion on the upper left hand corner or YouTube suggestion on the bottom left hand corner. Have a great day or night and do enjoy the view.